All right, friends, it's T, man, and I'm back with a brand new video. It's on Geoffrey Schofield. I've seen this guy's channel before, the fake NATTY. The guy who couldn't make gains for fucking online for 10 years, and then finally one day he made gains in 1 year. I don't know, man. They're all these influencers are like that. It's like, what's his name? Alex Leonidas. Can't make gains for 10 years, and then in 1 year he makes a gain. And this guy and a bunch of these people, man, because they're all influencers. They're trying to make it. That's the problem. And so they fake it. But whatever. Okay. Let's review this video of the gym lifting fitness fake NATTY slave himself, Geoffrey Schofield, the recruiting slave. Yeah. So Geoffrey Schofield says the 150K hypertrophy Q&A. Arm training, natural limit busting, keeping motivation. Yeah. This is the kind of people they will subscribe to. Fake people. They love fake shit, bro. They love fake, so they subscribe. That's why my channel will never do good, because, you know, if I just pretend and fake and say a bunch of stuff, then everybody will, yeah, fake day, fake day.
It's coughing!
What's up, peeps? Welcome to the 150K Q&A. Jumping right into it, these are going to be questions.
Like, I've seen this guy's channel back in the day. I even did videos on it on my old channel before it got taken down by YouTube. But on my old channel, I made videos about it. I explained what he was doing wrong and everything, and how he could, you know, get out of this shit that he's doing. I don't know. Maybe he listened to my videos. Maybe not. Who knows? Doesn't really matter. I don't know. I just think he's a fake NATTY. Okay? That's just my opinion. I don't really care. I don't really care about him or his channel. It was shit. He was never gaining anything. He's in China or something, teaching or something. He was always behind these blankets making videos in some weird, like, crappy place. Maybe they don't pay him money. So he wanted to be an influencer because he thought, well, I can't get money in China teaching English, so maybe I'll make some money as a fitness influencer. And the numbers really popped up as soon as he faked it. So when you fake it, the numbers go up, bro.
About my transformation over the past decade of...
Yeah, his transformation over the past decade. Watch him admit, I didn't watch his video, but watch him admit that he couldn't make progress, and then he made it in the last minute. Like all influencers.
training. So starting off with, what motivated you to not give up despite no gains for some time? So if you see...
There you go. Even everybody knew online. What made you not give up even there were no gains? You want to know why? He hit what you would call a nuclear domain size limit, and he didn't know how to get over it. And most people fake it. They fake getting over it by using just about any product that they could get their hands on. Fake products, SARMs, steroids, whatever they could get their hands on. And he's in China, and you can buy these things there. Clomide, HCG, fucking whatever, peptides, you name it. Anything to build a fake muscle, So I'm not joking, man.
In the original video, which I will link in the description, in 2018, 19, 20...
I'll explain what happened to him. The reason why he never made any gains. This is why he didn't make any gains. So this is myonuclear domain limit. M&D size has a ceiling limit during hypertrophic process, beyond which extra myonuclei are donated by the satellite cell to do what? Support further muscle growth. And when does that usually happen? Because it's based on an adaptation process. It happens right here. It happens in myonuclei acquired by overload exercise, precedes hypertrophy, not lost on detraining. So scroll down here, the famous map. This little map here tells you everything. So there you go. So when you first come into the gym, untrained, first training, satellite cell fusion. See that? Now when you detrain, retrain, there's nothing there. You have plateaued. Want to know why? because MD size has a ceiling limit during what? This hypertrophic process, beyond which extra myonuclei are donated by the satellite cell to support what? Further muscle growth. So, untrained first training. See that? You came into the gym. You got an overload of these nuclei because you were untrained. What's a unique feature of untrained muscles? Notice it says there's satellite cell fusion. What gets the satellite cell to fuse when you're untrained coming into a gym? What is exactly is happening in this episode? What is happening in that episode? Well, I'll show you. It even tells you here, previously untrained muscles acquire newly formed nuclei by fusion of satellite cell, right? Preceding hypertrophy. And when they reach hypertrophy, they reach a ceiling limit. Bingo. All right. So,
according to NCBI, while concentric contractions initiate movements, eccentric contractions slow or stop them. A unique feature of eccentric exercise is that untrained subjects become stiff and sore the day afterwards because of damage to muscle fibers.
you remember that map there? Untrained, first training satellite cell fusion. What's a unique feature? A unique feature of eccentric exercise is that untrained subjects become stiff and sore the day afterwards because of what? Damage to muscle fibers. So they were damaged, and what did they do? Well, that woke up the quiescent satellite cells to donate their nuclei to that domain to support further muscle growth. But now it's not supporting any more muscle growth, unfortunately, because it reached an MND size limit. Usually we would call that in bodybuilding an adaptation. You have become adapted. Okay, why can't you, why is it so hard to bring back? Well, because you're not really concentrating on trying to bring it back. That's your problem. You think it's all about lifting in the gym as a lifting slave. You understand me? You all think I got to go to the gym and be a lifting slave, and that's going to work for me. No, that's not how it works, broski. That's not how it works. You don't be a lifting gym slave.
More the goal rather than like gain this many inches on my arm in this amount of time. Next one, do you mostly live solo? Why or why not? I would say over the past decade, 99% or more of the workouts have been solo. It's not that I don't have friends, it's just a lot of my friends don't lift or we're across the city. And even then, I kind of just...
He failed. He was always skinny. He just looked really ordinary. And then one day, he just popped out in like a couple of months. He looked like a guy on juice, bro. Get it? I like when he says, I plateaued. I wasn't making gains for 10 years. And everybody knew that. Like that guy that just said that in the video.
Enjoy that time to myself,
Yeah,
and
sure.
I can focus better, and I usually do quite a bit of volume, so I'm alternating.
Yes, that he focused better. Why doesn't he tell you how he got over the myonuclear domain size limit? Why doesn't he tell you how he got over it? It says there it was beyond where it could support any more extra nuclei to that domain to support further muscle growth. So how the fuck did he get over it? See, you have to have experience to explain how you got over it. He never explained it to that guy. The guy said you didn't make progress for 10 years, and all of a sudden in the last minute you made progress?
Sets, and I don't necessarily want to be like working them with someone, and I don't also need a spotter. I either know where I'm going in close to failure, or
To failure. You go to failure will weaken you. It weakens everybody. Here's the thing about lifting. If you're adapted and you're lifting in the gym and you're going to failure, that weakens you. You go out in the street, you're a weakened person walking around. Yeah. Lifting heavy weakens you. Repetitive lifting heavy. I'm not talking about casually lifting. I'm not talking periodically. But if you frequently lift heavy, you're in a weakened state. And especially if you go to failure, because you're fatiguing yourself. You're an endurance athlete coming in often. Number one, if you're coming in often to the gym, you're adapted, you are an endurance athlete. There are two types of hypertrophy. I can't explain this. One is myofibular. That's the one that you were getting in the beginning there, like I showed you in the map. The other one is called sarcoplasmic. That's artificial muscle growth. That's based on people coming in often in the gym. They could get sarcoplasmic depending on how much glycogen they're eating or how much carbs they're eating, because it loads glycogen in the muscle. If you eat a lot of carbs, you can load a lot of it. You're basically just getting fat, really. And you're claiming that you have muscles, but you don't. And so that's what steroids do. They grab a lot of that energy and put it in, suck it into the muscle. They too, steroids, they don't get over bionuclear domain size limit. Steroids are not progenitor cells like the satellite cell. They build muscles. The fucking steroids, they just bind to the receptor. That's all. The androgen receptor. They give you more force production and everything. They make you better at lifting heavy weights. But they themselves do not build muscles. They help with protein synthesis. But you can't synthesize no more protein because you lack these nuclei. They synthesize protein to further that domain. Get it? So no matter how much steroids you take, you're not building myofibrillar growth. There's no real mass being built there. There's no contractile proteins and things like that. They have to go through a series of an event. They have to go through an event. I can explain what that event is. I'll explain in this video really quick. This is the event that muscles go through when a unique feature of these untrained muscles. So a unique feature of eccentric exercise, untrained subjects become stiff and sore due to what? Muscle damage. Okay, what is that exactly? Okay. So if you go into DOMS part 1, so this is DOMS part 1, okay? Delayed onset muscle soreness, a type of ultrastructural muscle injury. This manifestation of DOMS is caused by eccentric or unfamiliar forms of exercise. Clinical signs include reduced force capacities, increased painful restriction of movement, stiffness, swelling, and dysfunction of adjacent joints. Although DOMS is considered a mild type of injury, it is one of the most common reasons for compromised supportive performance. But that's what activates the satellite cell. See that? So what is this exactly? I could go through the whole thing. The primary mechanism currently considered to be the ultrastructural damage of muscle cells due to what? Unfamiliar sporting activities or eccentric exercise, which leads to further protein degradation, apoptosis, and local inflammatory response. There you go. That's what's really happening there. That's what would happen. You're not getting that. So it says here at the top, yes, muscle damage activates satellite cells, which then donate their nuclei to repair damaged muscle tissue. See that? Activation. This is AI. It's talking to you. This is at the top there, AI overview. Because this is connected now. Google's connected with AI. So AI is taking this from NCBI because it'll tell you, see more. It's look, beyond fusion satellite cell contribution to loading. They usually take it out of NCBI. They just post it at the top what you're looking for. So they tell you right here. When muscle is damaged, look, when muscle is damaged, satellite cells are rapidly activated, then enlarge their nucleus, increase DNA synthesis, and become more dense with what? Cytoplasmic organelles. Yeah, I'm not saying that you shouldn't get some sarcoplasmic hypertrophy in there. You should, definitely. That definitely helps as well. But you don't want one more than the other. Anyway, satellite cells differentiate into myoblasts, which can fuse with existing myofibers or with each other to form new myofibers. The new myofibers have nuclei donated by the satellite cell. See that? Regeneration. The satellite cells also help restore the pool of quiescent stem cells through systematic self-renewal. Well, I'm more into regeneration. I'm not really... These are the factors that the activation differentiation, these are the factors that cause this stuff. So, AI, internet tells you everything, bro. Other factors that can activate satellite cells include exercise that pathogenic conditions. Regular exercise is important for maintaining satellite cell viability and the ability to regenerate muscle mass as people age. Yeah, well, that's just muscle mass. Let's say your muscle mass is shrinking. You want to keep it at a certain level. So people, how do you do that? With exercise? No, really, it's just with protein. You keep mass on your body by eating a certain amount of protein, being in a positive nitrogen balance, making you anabolic. Yeah. Vegan people are not anabolic. Let's just put it that way. But anyways, let's get back to this video. I want to stay here forever. You get the picture. He doesn't know how to do this.
or I just choose lifts where you can fail freely. And
So yeah, when muscle builds, its adaptation process is to protect from any more damage. That's the whole process. Once the muscle repairs and remodels a lot bigger and stronger, it is now resistant from further assaults by your weight training, your shitty weight training in the shitty gym that you're going to. You understand me? And so your shitty muscles and your shitty training and everything doesn't work, bro. It doesn't work. It doesn't work for you. Your goofy lifting heavy weight training doesn't build muscles. Get it? So when people are telling you you're building muscles, you're not fucking building shit. You're not building shit. If you're eating carbs, which is an artificial diet, then you're building something artificial weight. You understand me? Because if you stop eating carbs and you start eating animal products, all that carb shit's going to go away. You're just getting fat. That's why people call it bulk diet.
potentially even go beyond failure. And I don't need
They actually should call it fake diet.
someone to hype me up either. And so I don't really get a lot out of a workout partner anyway.
He's
It's a
lying.
nice change of pace, but I probably would not.
He's lying. In 10 years, finally he discovered how to get over MND size limit. How did he get over it?
Even want one unless it was grown in a lab specifically for me.
Yeah, whatever.
And I prefer just to train alone.
This guy's like the worst of the fitness industry. He's like the worst of the worst. I'm telling you. He fabricates. It's all fake.
Next question, did you suffer from nausea on leg days or in general during high intensity training days? If yes, how did you fix it? I think due to my background as a runner, anything I did or do in the gym just is not challenging from a cardiovascular point of view. I mean,
Yeah, he didn't eat enough carbs at that time, probably blow up. Started eating carbs because he took something artificial to hold that sarcoplasm in there. Look, I'll show you this in this video just to educate you. 6 weeks. So what's a unique, but we know a unique feature of untrained muscles, they get stiff and sore due to muscle damage. Okay, what's a unique feature of trained muscles that are trained now in the gym? They keep coming in and they're trained at doing their exercises. Well, a unique feature of trained young men is largely attributed to what? Sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. So 6 weeks of high volume resistance training in trained young men. People that are doing high volume, meaning they're coming in often to the gym. Get it? The gym lifting slave. His muscles are largely attributed to what? Sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. So if you're getting sarcoplasmic hypertrophy, your muscles are exploding due to sarcoplasmic. That's artificial muscle. Get it? Artificial muscle. So the AI just brought this up, right? AI is going to write too. It's got there at the top, whatever. So essentially, sarcoplasmic hypertrophy is a kind of artificial muscle growth. You're training the muscle for no other reason than to increase its size visually by increasing the amount of fluid it can hold, but you're not increasing the density of the muscle fibers because they reached an MND size limit. So a lot of people are growing these sarcoplasmic hypertrophy muscles. They're artificial muscles. So are you a fake natty? Yes. Even natural people are fake natties building sarcoplasmic muscles, and people on steroids building sarcoplasmic hypertrophies. That's why the gains go. The gains are going. The gains are going all the time. Because the 10 years of gains, of zero gains, he had zero gains. And all of a sudden he looks like a steroid guy.
I mean, I could do a set of
in that picture, he looked like a steroid guy on the right.
30 on RDLs.
He's like big and ripped at the same time. It's just really difficult.
To failure, and it's still the muscles that are failing. Like my heart rate is elevated, it's probably up like 150, 160, maybe even 170, but that is not the limiting factor. It's not the cardiovascular system. And I think 9 times out of 10 or more, if someone has nausea or like, oh, they're feeling like this, they're feeling like they're gonna puke, or they're feeling like, oh, their lunch is coming up. That's either a dietary issue, which you need to fix. You know, don't have a bunch of food before you eat if you encounter that. Or it's just
I have no idea what he's talking about, man. This is just more bullshit. Let's see what else he says here.
increase. It's a little bit hard to tell.
Oh yeah, what supplementation did you use? It's called stinkoids.
Probably nothing massive, certainly. that's probably the only supplement I've used beyond protein powder consistently. I'm
Yeah,
not
sure. He wasn't making any gains at all, and all of a sudden he's making gains, doing the same lifts, doing the same stuff. He took protein powder. Yeah, sure. He took supplements on. That's the turning point. He got over MND size limit. Yeah, okay.
super big into supplements. I
I love this one. Arm training, natural limit, something, whatever. Yeah. His arms got big.
like being independent. I like being low maintenance. I don't want to have to buy
Sure, he does. He likes being independent, low maintenance. Okay.
a whole bunch of stuff that like maybe it works. Like we have a study that we funded that shows it works, right? So I would say creatine is the only one that I would actually recommend, and then protein powder. It's more of a convenient
So creatine, that's what did it. The creatine and the protein powders. That's how he got over MND size limit. How about that, guys?
thing. Beyond that, there's not a whole.
Look what this guy writes at the bottom. In the last 10 years, have you used any supplements such as creatine? Because all these people are like, what have you been doing the last 10 years on the internet? Like, I didn't have my old channel. I started it way back, I think, 17, 18. So I haven't been around that long. I've been around for a while. He's been around just a little bit longer than me on, like, I'm talking about YouTube channel itself. But he was desperate to grow his channel. And it wasn't growing at all because nobody cared about his shit.
Lot that I think is going to really benefit body composition or muscle growth.
Yeah, sure.
Next question, what's some advice on staying motivated to lift as an advanced lifter? I've been lifting over 10 years.
That makes no sense. What keeps you motivated to lift as an advanced lifter? That's fucking stupid shit. All these people are really stupid. They're just as stupid as he is. There's so many stupid people out there. It's ridiculous, man.
Welcome to the club, brother. But recently I've lost the drive to consistently push over 100% when there's such slow progress. A small gain is a gain, but small.
Yeah, small progress. Want to know why? There's no progress. You reach an MD size limit, you don't know how to get over it. That's why he says, I've lost the drive to consistently push over 100%. Where there's such low progress, a small gain is a gain, but a small and few and far between isn't super exciting anymore either. Because none of you are gaining. The only thing you're gaining is you're an endurance athlete. You're gaining sarcoplasmic muscles. You just don't realize it because you're eating carbs. Everybody's eating carbs out there. Trust me. Tell me who's not eating pizza out there these days.
Small and few and far between isn't super exciting anymore. So I would say that change your expectations, right?
Yeah, do what Schofield did. He injected stinkoids.
Just when you're more advanced, it's going to be slower. If you look at a lot of professional natural bodybuilders, they get excited about every pound of muscle. Every quarter of an inch or eighth of an inch on their arms, they're like, wow.
Yeah, I know. And they get excited when they get the pump. That's associated with sarcoplasmic hypertrophy, the pump. Now, if you actually damaged muscles, well, that's associated with DOMS part 1, right? All that pain and everything, this restriction and all that kind of stuff, yeah.
I put on a 16th of an inch to my arms this year. Like that was good going. And
yeah, I drank gallons of milk and I put on 16 inches. I put on a 16th of an inch on my arms.
they just get excited over smaller gains.
You know how many people like you did that, man? They would work out like down gallons of fucking milk and eat pizza, and they would eat pizza and down gallons of milk. A gallon a day or more than a gallon or something, and then they would look, I got gains, and then they couldn't figure out if they stopped drinking it or doing something, the gains went away. They constantly go away because they're fake. If they're fake, they go away. If they're real, they stay.
And if you're a competitive professional natural bodybuilder and you put on 5 pounds over 5 years, you're gonna look different on stage.
5 pounds over 5 years. Oh man, that's just funny. This guy's really hilarious. Especially he's talking about stage. He's talking about fake bodybuilders on drugs. Okay.
You're gonna look very, very different on stage. And so the average person, like, no, it's not worth it to them, and it might not be worth it to you, right? Like, you can always maintain or chase strength goals or cardiovascular goals or something else. Like, that is an option.
Yeah, chase some other goals, some phony goals that are like just ridiculous to chase for no reason, just to keep maintaining them for whatever reason, for lifting ability. I got to go to the gym to maintain my lifting abilities. Okay. Forever, because I'm not making gains. So I might as well go there and maintain lifting abilities. Okay.
And it might not be worth it to you.
Waste my whole life away. Yeah, okay, lifting slave.
Like, I know that's not the sort of, no, get back on the horse. Like, you got to do it. No, like, I think especially as you get into your 30s and your 40s, like to some people, yeah, it's just not.
I did some like little small videos about Bumstead and everything, and the first thing people write me, you don't know anything about bodybuilding. I don't know anything about bodybuilding? Fucking man. The people out there are so stupid, they have no fucking clue what's going on.
Worth gaining a pound a year or half a pound a year or maybe a pound and a half a year, that kind of stuff, and putting hours and hours and hundreds of hours into this. So yeah, that's not like the super exciting and
I am the only channel that tells you about real bodybuilding. I love this guy. You don't know anything about bodybuilding. I'm the only channel that actually, in my old channel, and even in this one, I don't have to on this one because I do slave videos in my new channel. But in my old channel, I told everything about bodybuilding. I explained how real bodybuilding really works. I even did it right now in this video. I explain exactly how real bodybuilding works, bro. Get it? Boy, people get, you don't know anything about bodybuilding. They get all fucking nuts. That's why I should turn this channel into a travel channel. I'm wasting my time on YouTube, man. YouTube and the fitness community, let people suffer. They should suffer. They should suffer and be enslaved to these things because that's what they love, to be slave to this.
motivational answer, but I think that's the right answer for a pretty decent number of people in that situation. Next, is there any advice?
Look, man, he's just looking to recruit slaves for his channel, viewing slaves and recruiting fitness slaves. That's all he's doing by impressing you. He didn't do anything for 10 years and all of a sudden you got impressed by a little bullshit. He put on a little bit of weight because he took something fake because he couldn't make it, bro.
You received early on in your fitness journey you would listen to more now or wish you would listen to more then?
Yeah.
I would say you always think you're bulletproof when you're younger, especially when you're in your 20s. So an older guy might say like, don't do this. Like you could get hurt, and you're like, I'm not gonna get hurt. And then you get hurt, and you're like, yeah, shit. Like I think.
Look at his face. He actually believes he's actually putting progress in there. He's just lifting these muscles. The muscles repaired and remodeled a long time ago. They were resilient from further assaults. He didn't know how to get over it.
Actually, Steve Shaw,
He still doesn't know how to get over it because he's stubborn. And does he really care? He's a fitness slave, bro. Who cares?
said something like, you should use straps on some pulling movements to prevent elbow tendonitis.
Actually, I think recently his gains started to go. They started going. Maybe he got scared. He didn't want to take the juice. And then he started getting kind of small again. Yeah.
I was like, I'm not gonna get elbow tendonitis. And then like a month later, I'm like, shit, he was right.
It's got a lot of questions.
Use the best by using
The best what? He's selling products now too? Holy shit, he's selling products. Fake channel.
boost camp. So tons of functionality. So, if you had to start your lifting journey all over again, what would you focus on in order to get back into shape? I would say that I would spend 0% of the time below 12% body fat. That definitely was a mistake that I made. I would actually probably spend most of it between 15 and 20% body fat because I seem to grow best there. I would focus mostly on basic movements, progressive overload.
It's a lot of sarcoplasmic. He's fat. He's soft.
Consistently, not changing up my split all the time, not having shiny object syndrome. It's like, oh,
Sure, yeah.
what are your thoughts / experience on volume? We've seen many influencers
Volume, isn't that what I just showed? Volume, 6 weeks, train people, volume. It's largely attributed to sarcoplasmic hypertrophy, dude.
saying that you probably don't need more than 15 sets per muscle per week. Looking back, I think I'm one of those who respond better to higher volumes, especially on the muscles that I'm weak. How has your experience with volume management been? So I definitely do respond.
He was eating protein for 10 years and he was lifting, so why wasn't he getting bigger? Right? If protein synthesis needs to exceed that breakdown to see that mass on that myofibrillar, then why is nobody getting bigger? Everybody's exceeding that, aren't they? Right? You're exceeding that, right? Here, look, let's see this. Right? Hold on a second. I don't know why this is not coming up here. The muscle is going to gain mass. Protein synthesis must exceed protein breakdown. Nutrition and protein cited by 55. Hold on. I don't know why I have to go in here all the time. I don't even know where I can find it. I don't know where it is. Fuck, I don't know where it is, man. But anyways, you can read it right here. PMC. I don't know why it didn't come up. Okay, here it is. Oh, man. Muscle protein synthesis is the process of producing new muscle protein. Yeah. Muscle protein synthesis, muscle protein breakdown rates. Determine muscle protein balance and changes in muscle mass. Yeah. If muscle is going to see mass on the whatever, then protein synthesis needs to exceed that breakdown. Yeah. I don't know why it's not coming up. It usually just pops up. Well, here it is, finally. If muscle is going to gain mass, protein synthesis must exceed protein breakdown. While it may be a common view to resistance training as a powerful stimulus for protein synthesis, it is also important to recognize that as a signal for protein breakdown. So, if protein is exceeding muscle protein breakdown, then you should be building muscles in the gym, right? Right? Your muscles should be growing all the time, right? Isn't that right? So go and experiment, make sure that protein exceeds that breakdown, and lift like a lifting slave, and find out whether your muscles grow or not. From lifting a weight and eating protein.
To volume, I think for most people, you want to make sure that you can push a set hard. You want to make sure that you have good technique. Those things have to.
Why do you have to push it hard? Why do you have to do these things? Why? What's the purpose?
Influencers who are like, anyone on high volume is lazy and doesn't know how to push a set. Well, that's not always the case. It's often the case.
Yeah, but why do you have to do that? Why? What's the purpose behind it?
But certainly not always. And same thing when someone's doing higher volume, that doesn't mean you.
What happens if your muscles are adapted, but now you have there's no more muscular adaptations because you're frequently lifting in the gym. That's not based on muscular adaptations. You're frequently lifting in the gym. So what are you adapting to? Lifting the weights. You're adapting to lifting weights now. That's what's going on. There's no muscular adaptations. Trying to get good at lifting weights, trying to get muscular adaptations, they're not the same. You see what I mean? But if you get a muscular adaptation, will you get stronger at lifting? Yes. See what I mean? But you're all too impatient. You want to go be lifting slaves. Okay. Go ahead.
Look at someone doing lower volume, like Dorian Yates, and say, Dorian Yates would have been way bigger if he actually got his shit together and knew how to do the volume.
What? Dorian Yates is on steroids. He was already big. What are you talking about? He took steroids.
I don't think that's true either. Next question. I'm currently 5 months into training and I hate my chest inserts. You got inserts in your chest? Wow, bold move.
Whatever.
Next question, what was a major turning point in your training where
Why did you grow your forearms? I like that one. Nothing.
everything just started to click? So I would say there are a few things. In my newbie gains in late 2014, early 2015, I trained hard, I was consistent.
His newbie gains? His newbie gains, you mean the myonuclear domain limit, newbie gains. That's what people call newbie gains.
And I ate enough, and those are the three big things that are most important when you're starting out.
Yeah, but 10 years straight, he didn't gain anything for 10 years, and all of a sudden he gained in the last year. Okay.
In 2017, I had another nice sort of burst of growth. I would say
He's lying. What was the major turning point in your training where everything just started to click? When he took steroids, that's when. Stinkoids.
that was having a fixed plan, doing...
Again, that's just my opinion. I don't know what he was doing exactly, but my opinion is he faked it to make it, like every other influencer.
Sort of my style of DC training, being more consistent with the programming side of things became important.
Yeah.
In the last 2 to 3 years, where a significant portion of progress was made when compared to others with 8+ years of lifting experience, how did you treat sickness/life obstacles? I know you were very consistent, but after being forced away from the gym, did you just treat this as a break deload and start back where you left off? Or did you just start lower than when you left? So I would take maybe 1 to 2 weeks off 1 to 2 times a year. I would just treat it as a break. I think Max Ada said this, something like, you are giving yourself the gift
Max Ada is another fake natty.
of missing the gym or missing training. And that's just what I viewed it as, right? Like if you train really, really hard, 48, 49 weeks a year, I mean, that should be enough. And if you are actually training hard, that break can.
He's lying. He's just a lifting slave, man. Muscle, if you know what you're doing as a real lifter, you build muscle very quickly within a few months. You could be up to about 260 at let's say if you're over just about around 6 feet, over 6 feet, you could be around 260, 270. Very easy in a very short period of time if you know what you're doing. Let's say you're under 190 pounds. I guarantee within just a few months, you'd be over 260, 270, maybe, whatever. So, yeah, it's about knowing how to get over MND size limit, but he doesn't know how to get over it, so whatever.
Be beneficial. Now, if someone says, I train so hard that
This is just nonsense. He's
My
not.
next question from
He doesn't explain how he got over the 10 years where he doesn't gain shit.
Power Shrugged, best 2 exercises.
He's just gonna lie to you anyways.
How much difference in hypertrophy stimuli will there be on a transition from 2 hours per day to a 1 hour and a half or even 1 hour per day split? Reason, life. Fair enough. Given that I still train at least 5 days per week.
How much hypertrophy? Remember, hypertrophy just means something's getting bigger. Well, depending on how much glycogen how much carbs you're eating, that's how much hypertrophy you're gonna stimuli. You're gonna stimulate, dude. There's your answer, you fucking doorknob.
I'm mid-high intermediate.
Whatever.
Your QL injury affected your leg day warm-ups prehab.
Whatever.
Question, have you ever met someone that you feel has truly terrible genetics and was still able to get big? I'm not talking about,
Yeah, there's a lot of them. They're called getting fat. They eat carbs all day. They don't even go to the gym and they get real fat. So they're not loading much in the muscle. They're loading more in the triglyceride.
my shoulder to hip ratio isn't at least 1.6. I'm talking about someone with an actual disability, nerve damage, and illness or something similar. I think genetics are overblown on YouTube.
Whatever.
And sort of your baseline is more important. People haven't had the chance to build themselves up, but you have. Next, what muscle groups are you focusing on at the moment, and do you train calves? I actually have been training.
This is all just stupid nonsense, man. If you do full body upper and then you do the next day your legs, let's say for example, then what's the purpose of asking these stupid questions? See what I mean? None of this makes sense, whatever. Oh, I know. I don't have enough time to do my upper body one day and do my legs the next day. That's why I do bro splits. Oh, okay. Do bro splits. You're adapted coming into the gym. What exactly are you getting there? Oh, wait a second. I know. Protein synthesis needs to see that breakdown. Do you see that mass on that myofibrillar? Okay, go ahead. Keep doing that. Oh, but you're eating carbs. Stop eating the carbs. Eat the protein. If protein builds muscles, then eat protein and lift, right? Isn't that how it works? Isn't that why you're eating protein powders? Well, I spent all that money on protein powders. I didn't gain even a pound. Oh, okay.
Calves recently. They're like 17.
Yeah, like this guy discovered the secret after 10 years and like one day discovered how to build muscle. Even though he never explains it, I know because I got experience. I would know if he got over MND size limit because he'd be able to explain to you how he got over MND size limit. And he'd be able to explain in this video. He would tell you that there's an MND size limit. And then he would explain how to get over it. See what I mean? But he doesn't explain anything. That's why he's a fake natty. Get it, dude? Anyways, I'm out of here, man. This is just fucking bullshit.
17 and a half inches with very little training.
Whatever. This is
And
boring.
I think this is because I have some like shoulder scat.
Yeah, how do you work around tendonitis and elbows? That's what lifting slaves get. People that type all day, they get carpal tunnel syndrome. Get it? They're adapted. If you have tendonitis and these problems, that means you're adapted. You're a lifting slave in the gym. That isn't based on bodybuilding. That's for fucking dumbasses. That's why they circulate people in factories, like car factories. They have them circulating around. They never keep them on one job. Want to know why? Because that tendonitis, you fool.
mobility, stability type of issues in that shoulder, and so this elbow would.
Yeah, whatever. Lifting slave.
Next
Elbow, whatever.
resulted in very good results. Right, next question. How much do you value stability in your exercise selection? For example, Smith AD press greater than Arnold press.
Arnold is a piece of shit. He's a drug addict. Piece of shit.
Well, he shouldn't, but I think when you're more advanced, that
He's a fake bodybuilder. Cough.
Have you or do you at times suffer from muscle dysmorphia? If yes, how did you get over it? Please, awesome content.
Muscle dysmorphia. Oh, man.
As always, thank you. I would say no, not really. The only time I ever really felt this, even a little bit, was at the end of my cut in 2023.
Cut? End of his cut? Man, he sounds like he's a pro bodybuilder now. A cut and this and that. This isn't bodybuilding at all. Whatever. This is just some fake shit again.
Where I went from totally.
I like the top where it says natural limit. Listen to what he says. Arm training, natural limit, busting, keep motivation, busting, hypertrophy, Q&A, arm training, natural limit, busting. Your natural limit? What is your natural limit? You mean the myonuclear domain size limit? How did you bust through it? Tell us how you busted through it, Mr. Geoffrey, Goofy, Schofield, whatever the fuck your name is. Geoffrey, Verity, Schofield. Full of shit, man.
Peeled, probably 8-9% body fat, maybe.
Yeah, 8-9% body fat. Look how ripped he looks here. This is pure Winslow V. This is like Prima Ball and Winslow V, bro. You're telling me he got like that ripped as a natural person? Come on.
7. Some people were saying,
Sure.
"Oh, you're 4 or 5% body fat." I don't think I was quite that lean, but probably 7.
If you think this guy is natty, you have to be stupid. All of you are stupid.
9% body fat, somewhere in
I like this look.
there.
I like this look. Looks really good. Yes, he's got the monstrous look here. Atta boy, Mr. Schofield. You fake natty.
Certainly single digits.
Single digits, fake natty. Oh, this one's good. I like his face squinting there. That's a good picture.
And then I gained like 5 pounds.
And then he gained 5 pounds. Oh, this one's nice too. Look at the face. Holy shit.
And I still look very, very lean. If you're shredded and you gain 5 pounds
Sure.
of fat and of water and of bloat, you still look fantastic. You still can see definition.
Look at the definition on there. Jesus, man. This is fake. This is I'm sorry. I'm fucking up here, man. This is funny, man. I gotta clip these pictures, bro. Cause this guy, he's hilarious. He wants to make you think that he's a real natty.
Everywhere, vascularity,
Look at this face. Look at this face. Holy shit.
pain in the glute. Yeah, I was
In the glute
Congrats on-
broski. In the glute broski.
in the video. You talked about your drinking habits, and
Man, I'm out of here. Tell me what you think about that. Like, subscribe, support the channel. This is fucking hilarious, bro. I can't watch any more of this.
how did you train when if you had a down phase where you just didn't want to train? If you didn't have such a phase,
The last one.
what
was
do you
better.
do?
What was the last one here? Hold on.
Would you concretely go about finding the right volume and intensity for yourself as an intermediate?
Whatever.
Next question, what aspect of
What aspect of training did you have to change every year with little tweaks brought in the biggest changes? Yeah, okay.
your training did you have to change after every year?
Yeah, sure. Okay, wait.
Fitness FAQs, what's up, Daniel? What movements/muscles are lacking from a calisthenics approach?
Whatever.
Book on them, so I think they are very, very viable.
I love his face.
Tendon strengthening and overall injury prevention, especially for arms and shoulders.
Oh, I love this. Tendon strengthening. Yeah. When they get damaged, they get strength, they get stronger, and then they are resilient from further assaults. Okay.
So yeah, take note of what's
Yeah, okay,
your
whatever.
transformation video. There are times of
Transformation
doubt
video?
when you thought to yourself, this is my genetic limit.
Yeah.
What are some movements?
I like when he said, "This is your genetic limit." What's just fucking people?
Times of doubt when you thought to yourself, this is my genetic limit, or I'll never be able to look like him, while looking at your dream physique, if you have...
Did you ever have times of doubt when you thought to yourself, this is my genetic limit. It's called myonuclear domain size limit. And then you need to figure out how to get over it. Or I'll never be able to look like him while looking at your dream physique. Your dream physique? You mean steroids, people? He took them himself. That's how he got his dream physique, by taking steroids. Come on. If you have one and then completely surpass the physique in a matter of a few years, whatever.
Have one, and then completely surpass that physique in a matter of a few years. Yeah, so I would say probably in 2019, when things were stagnating, near the end of 2019, I was kind of like, is this it? Like, because you hear all these, oh, you backside here?
Is this it? It took him years to figure it out, and he finally in 2019 he's like, got new gains back in 2013 or 2014, and 2019 I figured this is it. Nothing's going on here. Been lifting for years like a lifting slave, and nothing's growing. But all of a sudden he blew up in the last year during the last year at the end of COVID.
Gains in 5 years, like that was a very popular thing to say, and it's just not true. Like if you look at the best natural bodybuilders, they're still making progress 5 years.
No, they're not, because they don't know how to get over MND size limit. Because a lot of people are stupid online.
10 years in, 15 years in, and I think if you do everything right for 15 years,
yeah.
Okay, like years 15 to 20.
So tell us how you got over MND size limit. What you're looking for a different outcome doing the exact same exercises as a lifting slave you've been doing the whole time and eating the same way. Like, give me fucking break, man. And all of a sudden something changed. You just woke up in the morning and all of a sudden you look like this. Give me a break, dude.
There's not going to be a lot of meat on the bone left to slap on.
Whatever.
But I think there is still some. I mean, you see guys like Geoffrey.
This is the problem with these fucking channels. They're all full of shit.
Alberts, I think he was 50 on stage,
whatever.
51 on stage, and I mean,
yeah, Albert's taking some TRT too.
and he was at his best. He's at his best at 50, right? He's still going, and so yeah, I think
he's not that big, but anyways, I don't trust these people.
saying no to these. What are some movements that didn't quite feel right the first few times?
Yeah, okay.
Oh, sounds good. No, don't do that. Another one, I would say the
Okay, whatever.
long head bicep and long head tricep